Hi, my name's Johnny Murphy, and I will be working with your student Ella. I'm very excited to get busy getting her on her way. We have some assessment data that I'd received for math, and she's doing great. We'll take a look at that. She has a really great growth trend. I'll go ahead and share my screen and just show you kind of what I'm referring to. So when we look at these numbers here, it means that she's progressing ahead of schedule. The 77th percentile is where she scored, and that just means that she is growing at a rate faster than about 77% of other students nationally in her math skills. And then her achievement score here, we see a 67th percentile, and that just means that her math skills are greater than about 67% of other students nationally in what she's able to do in math, her knowledge. Let's go on down here and look at her growth chart. This is just showing kind of a picture of that 77th percentile. So if we look at her trend, this was data from the winter of 2016, and then there's her benchmarks all the way up to the one we're using here to build her instruction on from the spring of 2019. And we can see that from the winter of 2016 to now, she's really grown and showed a great growth rate. We definitely want to see that go up, and she absolutely is at a rate greater than most other students. So that's phenomenal. So lots of positives there. I do have a place I kind of want to start, though, that was a little concerning. If we scroll down here, now this might be kind of gibberish to you, but this just tells me as a teacher, these are the standards we need to teach. Each grade level has its own standards for each subject. So we are discussing math, and when we look here, there's a code at the beginning of each standard, and the number at the beginning indicates at what grade level that standard should have been mastered. So as you can see, she's a 7th grader, and we do have a couple of lower level 2nd grade, 3rd grade skills, and this is a lot of data, so we're not going to stop and look at all of it. But as you can see, we have some in the lower grades, and all this tells me is that as we're building this mathematical foundation, we have a few little gaps, and we're just going to go back and fill in those gaps, help her master these specific standards. You can see here she's right up where she needs to be and ready to go. That's exciting. This one in particular is one that really stood out to me. It's a 2nd grade standard. So again, a very basic one, but it has to do with place value. So like I said, that's kind of gibberish. I just wanted to show you why that stood out. I'll flip this back around. But I'm going to begin right there with that 2nd grade standard. Place value is a vital skill that all students need mathematically. You start basic, obviously, and you build up on those skills and get into the deeper concepts later in the higher grade levels that she is already in, and she's already being successful in most of those, obviously, with her achievement rate at the 67th percentile. However, to really strengthen her for the grade levels and the skills to come, we want to go back and fill those in. So place value is something that she obviously can add and subtract using those concepts that she has, but a better understanding will help her with the multiplication and division that she'll do with the bigger numbers, in the thousands on up, and even money skills. Place value is vital for a lot of other concepts that she will build on. Decimals, lots of things. So we're going to begin right back there and break it way down and just keep it simple. We'll do some hands-on activities. Those are typically always more engaging for a student, and we'll kind of build those bigger numbers using some place value cubes, some manipulatives that we have. And then she really needs to understand how to break those big numbers apart. That's where the regrouping or the bigger, the division, long division, multiplication, things like that. She really needs that skill to be solid. So we're going to start there, and we're going to build the numbers. We're going to figure out how to break them apart and get her solid, and then we'll just work her right on up, fill in the rest of those 2nd grade gaps, the few little 3rd, and get her right where she needs to be to continue being as successful as she has been. We definitely want to see that growth rate continue, and we don't want to see her just sort of plateau, which is eventually what will happen if we don't fill those smaller gaps. It's like building that foundation, and your end result is only going to be even more stable if you have all those little gaps filled in solid to build on as she goes. So it was very nice to meet you. I look so forward to working with your student and just helping her be as successful as she can. Thank you for your time.